Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel, review anything and everything. And today we are getting into this Lego Marvel set 76277. It's a 6+ set. It's the War Machine mech armor at 154 pieces. It says the Infinity Saga on the side. What's interesting is I recently reviewed a Iron Man set of the same kind of type, except it came with Ultron. It's a mech suit. And that one had the branding on it that said Avengers. So it's interesting somehow they flip-flop with those kind of different things. I believe the two sets were released around the same time. I think their natural price is $15. This set was on sale for about $11. I'm gonna have the link in the description down below for Amazon. But I had purchased this one particularly at Target, which had the same price as the Amazon. I just wanted to get it a little sooner at that time because I was able to just walk into the store. Now that other set that I reviewed for the Iron Man was also at Target and on Amazon, which I had the link in the description on that video, and they roughly go for the same price. What was interesting is that the Iron Man one went a little bit more on sale. I think they're both very interchangeable as far as sets. We're getting into the review of this one. The reason why I'm talking a little bit on that one is because after this video, I am going to do a comparison between these two sets because they're very much similar. And I'm going to point out the reasons why I think this one, just on the look of it, I haven't even gotten into the whole unboxing, everything of that yet, and in the build of it, looks better in more detail. Obviously, because it has about 50 more pieces, because that set is about 101 pieces. But that set comes with an extra minifigure, which is Ultron, which is a very valuable figure if someone just wants to have another villain, which there are not a lot of villains or good quality villains probably out there as much as there are superheroes, along with he's a very unique and rare villain. He's not one of those guys that they made multiple times. So with that being said, that set probably will be a little bit more valuable in the fact that you get Ultron. This set is a little bit more valuable in the detail of the mech. And as I mentioned in that video, as I'm going to say here, the mechs go very well hand in hand with Iron Man, War Machine type of figures because they're known to have additional larger suits like Hulkbuster suits. You can see some of the branding on the side. Here you can see the details on the back where you have Rhodes or Rhodey. On the outside, he comes with a hairpiece, which is great. So that way you can add that to him. Some sets don't always come with that, where you remove the helmet and they don't have that. So it's great that he comes with that. The mech looks nice. You see here, he's got 3 points of shoot. They advertise that 3 times, little cannons, which just really goes hand in hand with the War Machine theme. But I think that all Iron Man mechs should also have a good amount of armament because the idea is beyond, the reason why you're getting that upgraded suit is for heavier firepower. So I think that would have gone hand in hand. Like I said, when I do the comparison of the other mech, I think we're gonna really showcase that and let that stand out because I think that's really a big thing when it comes to that, in my opinion. Here you show that he can have the loadout of his ammunition attached to the back, which is actually very unique and actually a really cool idea. So you could tell they put a lot of thought into this. This wasn't just something they threw together as a cheap just way to throw it together. They really put a lot of work. And like I said, you're gonna see that difference when we do the comparison. But right now we're just doing the review video of this here. So I'm gonna unbox it really quickly. Let me just change my angle up a little bit, you guys, so you can see this a little bit better. This is how I always prefer to try to unbox. I don't like to rip into that point, but I think that's so much easier. I always have issues with this. It's so much easier if I would have just ripped inside that. And it probably maintains the stability of the box a little better doing it like that anyway. But I feel like when you do it like this, it's a little bit easier to make it close back into its normal position a little bit, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it the normal way because this is not actually making it any easier. I wish it did, but it really doesn't, to be honest with you. But that was a smoother rip by me cutting out, so I may do that in the future. I'll cut along the lines and then do that. So what do we got here? Let me take this off screen. This piece comes separate, and I've never seen this piece before, so it's nice that they actually make this. This could go good with a lot of different things. If somebody, as far as future Lego producing those pieces, you pretty much got these 3 bags, your instruction manual, obviously no stickers. It's a 6+ set. I think that this is amazing. If you catch it on sale, we're going to get into the build and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, so we are back, and this build is actually really cool. So first I'm going to take out, I didn't have him sitting in there properly anyway, but just to kind of transport him over here after I finish building him, because I built him up in a different area. And so let's go over the Rhodey figure first, War Machine. So you can see the details on him. It looks nice. He's got the printing on the front as well. I mean on his legs, I'm sorry. The printing on his chest and his printing on his legs. It seems like the theme color with War Machine and his arc and his energy and most things is red, where Iron Man's is usually blue. So, you know, I guess they do that on purpose to contrast, because normally in the comics sometimes, I think most of the time, it's blue or whitish blue as well. So here you can see his face. He's got the helmet comes up just like Iron Man. But one thing that's great about this figure is he comes with his hairpiece, which is great if you just want to show him without the hairpiece. So you have that. Oops, sorry about that, you guys. Printing on the back. Okay, let's see that front printing again up close. Really nice. So that's really cool. And I love these helmets, these Iron Man War Machine helmets. They look really nice. I love that feature of just being able to pop that open like that. So that's just really awesome. So now getting into the mech. We'll look at the overall and then we'll get closer up on certain details if we need be. So this right here has just a lot of detail in it. You got 150 pieces or so, 150, 154, I forget exactly, but you have, you know, that many pieces compressed into a mech, where most mechs are about like 100 pieces, maybe a little less. So this really compresses a lot of stuff going on here with this mech. So first off, as you guys might know on the channel, I like to, when it comes to Lego sets, if there's extra pieces, I like to just throw them on there just to jazz things up a little bit. So I'll point out just right off the back, this piece here was an extra piece in the set. This was an extra stud because it's supposed to be 7 studs for the mech, 3 in the guns, and then there's a holding chamber right here that has 4. So that is the 8th one, which is an extra one, and I put it here. And then another piece I did that's extra that I did was this doesn't have anything right here. So I put that little piece there, just extra, kind of smooths things out a little bit. Why not use some of the extra pieces? So when we're looking at the armament on this thing, before we even get to the build, you have a blaster here, you have a stud blaster here, that one there, which he's used to having things like this. This is kind of supposed to represent almost like how a Gatling gun might have like a chain of ammo or things of that sort normally for War Machine. But then you have these, which are blasters as well, over the shoulder blasters right here, coming around the collar. So that's good too. Obviously there's the arc reactor piece there. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. And yeah, it's just the detail on it is great. These pieces on the Iron Man figures, on the Iron Man mechs, always represent, I think, their that arc blaster or repulsor blaster ability, because when they don't have them, they won't have their clear piece on it. And on the Iron Man build, one side didn't have that and the other side did. So I think it just represents that. The fingers obviously are standard type of fingers for the mechs. Well, sometime you'll have certain mechs that will have more of a wide spread, and this one doesn't, but it fits for the size of this. It's funny, I did the scale and scope after doing the review of Galactus. It made me kind of come up with what the scaling would be for Lego figures based on their height, not the width, because the, you know, the minifigures are not human scale or proportion. So, but with that, based on the height and let's say 1.5 inches which is the height of a minifigure, 1.5 inches being 6 feet. This thing is somewhere around 16 feet in height. So, you know, you kind of get an idea there. If I can get him to stand properly, let's see. There we go. So yeah, that'd be about 16 feet tall 16, maybe and a half feet tall, somewhere in that range. So it's kind of interesting, but it's cool. This thing is just so much, every panel is just beefed up, and that's cool. Like you see, the leg didn't have to have this, could have just been the leg without this, but they put it on these parts over the shins, and it's bolstered even more with that piece there, that little ingot piece or whatever. All these things, just extra padding that goes on it that makes it, this part right here, the little shield icon piece. It's not flat like a shield piece, but it's, you know, angled somewhat. And all those kind of things that just add more beefiness and texture to it that just makes it really awesome. Now, in addition, you have this piece here. It doesn't, to the best of my knowledge, doesn't open while it's on here, but you pull it off. It's a storage unit. And it's pretty cool because it holds, let me open it in a way that doesn't all fall out. 4 of them. 4 of the studs. So it's actually pretty cool in the way it attaches. The fact that they thought about that and make it attach, because a lot of times when you have stud shooters, you have all these extra studs laying around and there's no place to put them. The fact that they went the extra mile to make a stud holder was actually really cool. And you push it inwards underneath like that. And it looks seamless, you know, it doesn't look out of place. It's actually really cool. Yeah, it protrudes, you could take it off if you want, but it still doesn't look out of place. It's just a really nice mech. And I got, like I said, link's gonna be in the description for this, but I got it on sale for like 11 some change. But I think the normal price is like $15. I think I got $11.99, so $12. Normal price is like $15, so maybe like $3 off. It's definitely, I think it's worth it. Even if it wasn't on sale, I think this is worth it. And I think it's a great set, great set. Now, obviously, you know, Rhodey is almost like he's a great character, but a lot of people, if you don't have Iron Man, usually Iron Man, people are gonna be like, I want Iron Man before they'll say they want Rhodey. And, you know, as far as a collector goes. So the two go, this and the other set that I mentioned pair well, the other Iron Man set, which I'm going to do a comparison video shortly after this. They pair very well together. I will definitely say that. This suit definitely is better, but that other one, because it comes with Ultron, I get why it's gonna be a little bit less for the same price, a little less pieces for the same price, because you're getting a minifigure who, at least the way Lego seems to value it, or the way the Lego community seems to value it, is like $5 per figure, generally speaking. So I get that. Now, what I was gonna get at was that when it comes to the character, so you're gonna have a lot of people who are gonna say, well, if I don't have Iron Man, then I'm not gonna get Rhodes without Iron Man. And you know, so most likely it'll be like, I gotta have Iron Man first, I gotta have Iron Man in the collection. If they have Iron Man in the collection, this is a very good Rhodey figure. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. If you're not a hardcore collector of, you know, where you gotta have Iron Man because he's like the main guy in regards to, like, because Rhodey was a sidekick of Iron Man, or someone in his comics, I should say, connected with him. So with that being the case, if you're one of those people who don't feel that way, like I gotta have Iron Man, whatever, and you wanted to choose between the two, I would just opt for this one because it's just better in my opinion. But anyway, well, based on what you're looking for just for the mech, not including the fact that that other pack is giving you Ultron. If you're viewing it from that standpoint, then definitely the Ultron is the thing. But anyway, we're gonna get more into that when I do a comparison video, as this is right here. I think it's a really excellent build, an excellent buy, and I definitely recommend it. As always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.